Hi guys, James at Rampant Lion Reviews again for you today with another beer review. For this one we are going to head over to Colorado once again, one of the kind of premier craft beer states over in America, and this is probably one of the, I guess, the flag carriers of the state when it comes to craft beer. So we're going to return to Longmont in Colorado and we're having a taste of another beer from Oskar Brewery, and this is one that people told me a long time ago you need to review this one, but I just didn't see it for a long time. But for this one we're going to have a little look at Mama's Little Yella Pils from Oskar Blues. It comes in at 5.3%. From what I understand, this one uses the Czech Saaz hop, so I guess it will be somewhere along the lines of a German Pilsner, but also as a Czech Pilsen as well. So really looking forward to this one. I've heard very good things about this beer, and I'm glad that I'm finally getting to review this one for you. So I hope you guys enjoy my take on this beer. So anyway, as is usual with my reviews then, I'll tell you a little bit about the brewery. If you want to get straight to the tasting, of course, just fast forward. All the usual links are in the description below. That's the brewery website, the link to my other Oskar Blues reviews I've done before. No doubt there will be more in the future. There's all the usual social media. If you want to see more beer reviews, do please consider subscribing to the channel. The whole channel has a geography-based tagging system, so you can go into the homepage and search for beer based on country, city or state, whatever it is you're interested in. Do check out the playlist of beers from different countries. There is one there for all the American beers that I've reviewed for you. That's constantly being added to, and please do get in touch and let me know some of the other beers and breweries that you guys would like to see me review. It's always great to hear from you guys, and the support that you give the channel is hugely appreciated. So anyway, to tell you a little bit about Oskar Blues then. So this company was founded as a restaurant by Dick Dale Katakis in Lyons in Colorado back in 1997, and 2 years later they began brewing beer in the basement of the restaurant. So the brewery are accredited as having been the first craft brewery in America to can their craft beers with the release of the Dale's Pale Ale back in 2002. That of course is their flagship beer now, but by 2011 there was many other breweries doing this, and in 2009 the brewery had founded the Burning Can event, which brought together all these different craft brewers who canned their beers, and it seems to be a particularly popular thing in Colorado of course. But now all of their beers are distributed in resaleable aluminium containers, and they're the largest craft brewery in America by volume to do this, and they're also the second largest brewery in Colorado as well. I believe it's after New Belgium. I think New Belgium might be the biggest craft brewery in America as well actually. But in 2013 they opened a satellite brewery in Brevard, North Carolina, and this place can actually brew between 40,000 and 85,000 barrels of beer, but I believe they have expanded it further, and this is since, you know, I think they've also signed an agreement with Cigar City from Florida as well, so they have a sort of cooperative agreement where they do brewing for each other in different places. But the original Oskar Blues Bar and Grill is still open in Lyons, and it has 45 tap beers at any one time, and currently they're also planning another site in Austin in Texas as well. So they're a very well known brewery, these guys, probably one of the easiest American craft breweries to find outside of the US of course. We do get their beers fairly regularly here in Scotland and over in Sweden as well. I saw them quite often, but they do some really good stuff. Just to list a few of the other beers you get from them, there's the Dale's Pale Ale, the Pinner, the IPA, Mama's Little Yella Pils, this guy here, the Old Chub, the Scotch Ale, which is one I really want to try. There's the Goodnight, Deviant Ale, Death by Coconut, Death by Gubna, and also the 10 Fiddy as well, which is a little bit of a classic kind of imperial stout. I got to review that one for you fairly recently. I think it was just at the end of last year, but they do some really nice beers, and if you get the chance I highly recommend that you check out some of these Oskar Blues beers. But yeah, they also they're small. The first brewery that they have in Longmont, from what I understand, still brews some very small batch things, and if they're successful they do move them into a slightly bigger production, but mainly they do have a big core range of beers. But yeah, if you want to learn more about the brewery, just check out the links like I said in the description below. So yeah, I'll just bring up the camera and let you have a little look at the artwork of this one again. There you can see, quite nicely presented of course. I do like the way that these guys present their beers. They're very distinctive. They're all kind of similar in the style of artwork, but just different colour schemes and stuff depending on the beer of course. And where is the symbol actually? You can see the Oskar Blues symbol down here, just this little OB thing. But I was quite lucky. They had this beer this one in Dale's Pale Ale seems to be making it across to Europe quite regularly. In Sweden it's really easy to get the Dale's Pale Ale, but now it seems that in Scotland we can get the Mama's Little Yella Pils quite easily as well. So let's get this guy out then and we'll see how we get on. But I remember being back in Brewdog in Aberdeen maybe in 2011 or something when we first started getting the Oskar Blues beers over here, and the girl in there told me I really had to try the Mama's Little Yella Pils, and I think it was at that time when I was doing the channel I thought I don't really want to review canned beers at the time, I wanted to do bottles. But of course it's changed days now, of course, and that was the reason why I never reviewed this one all the way back then. But yeah, as you can see, this guy's poured a nice kind of pale golden straw colour. There's a frothy white finger on this one or two big bubbles sticking towards the side of the glass, and quite a few little ones just going up towards the bottom of the head there. The beer is quite clear, but it does have a little bit of haze to it. That might just be the kind of the steam on the side of the glass right enough, but it looks pretty clear, but just with a little bit of a kind of hazy colour to it. You can smell a little bit of lemongrass coming off this one just as you move it around. But let's take a closer look at the aroma then and just see how we get on. Yeah, you know, the lager of course isn't going to give you, or the Pils style, it's not the most pungent aroma that you're going to get from these beers. But yeah, I mean, it has what you'd expect. There's a little bit of a bready malt in there. You can pick up some of the little biscuity notes. Yeah, a little bit of bready, kind of biscuity character. Definitely a little bit of that kind of American pale malt as well. I would say that about this one. A wee bit of a kind of sort of lighter grassy note. You can pick up that kind of lemongrass character with it as well. There's a wee bit of a floral aromaticity. It's almost a little bit spicy. You can definitely pick up that kind of almost German Czech noble hop quality with this one. There's a wee teeny bit of earthiness there. But overall, it's a really mild aroma that you're getting from this one. And of course, when the Sats hops are quite low alpha acid hops in comparison to these big things like Cascade and all of these high alpha acid hops in America, you know, you're not going to pick up that much in the way of fruitiness in this beer. There's a wee bit of lemongrass, like I was saying, some nice floral aromaticity, a little bit of grassy note as well, a lemongrassy character. But other than that, you know, this beer doesn't have so much in the way of aroma. It's more of a kind of just a bready, pale malty and biscuity note with a little bit of that typical floral hop that you'd expect from the style. But overall, you know, it smells it's exactly what you would expect. The Pils beer is supposed to just be a nice, kind of light, sessionable one. But without further ado then, let's get stuck into this beer. So this is the Mama's Little Yella Pils, coming in at 5.3% ABV from Oskar Blues Brewery, originally from Longmont in Colorado. Let's get stuck into this beer. Slàinte. That's pretty nice, actually. I mean, as I said to you, the Pils beer isn't one that's going to kind of blow your head off or anything like that. It's just meant to be a nice, kind of sessionable, drinkable beer, and they've certainly hit that on the button with this one. Yeah, I like how the hops come out in this one. I mean, it's just got a nice, the way that the spicy character from the Sats in this comes out really nicely, and it matches up well with the malt base. As I always say, when you're tasting beers, just sugar it a little bit around your palate and let your whole mouth adjust before you start analysing the flavour too much. But I think they've done this one pretty well. Yeah, I'd certainly buy a few more of these beers. If I actually drank beer to session, rather than just doing the tasting videos for you guys, I probably would actually buy quite a few of these. You could have a 4-pack of these and it would be really nice for a night. But yeah, in the middle of your palate with this one, there's a nice kind of bready malt base there, as you would expect. On top of that, there's a wee bit of a kind of graininess, and right in the middle of your palate, you get some of these nice kind of sweet biscuity notes out of it as well. I do like how the malt base comes out with this one because it builds really well. You'll feel with the hops in this, it does have a little bit more of a kind of slightly spicy character, and then you get the lemongrass around the very front curve of the tongue. And the sweetness that you get from the malt base in this one goes really nicely with that lemongrassy note from the hops. That's really nice. I wouldn't hesitate to drink this beer again. I mean, as I always say, there's a lot of people who, as craft beer lovers, will just write off the Pils style and things like that, and they won't drink it. They'll always go for the IPAs and stuff. But to me, I find it really refreshing to come back and try the Pils beers and stuff like this. I'm also a big fan of the German Helles as well. I love some of these Brauhaus Helles beers that you can actually get over in Munich and places like that in Germany. And I do enjoy going back to these every so often and trying them. In some ways, the IPAs have the IPAs and some of the paleos, I guess, as well. But a lot of the IPAs have kind of they've put the Pils style into the background a little bit, and it is a shame because in its own right, it can be a really nice style. But yeah, on the hoppy side of this beer then, in the back corners of your palate, as I always say, the hops come out around the very edge of your tongue. But in the back corners of your palate, you can pick up just a little bit of earthiness. As you come further forward, it's a little bit more floral. As I say, you can feel it's kind of smooth, but then you come forward right to the front of the tongue, and on the front corners of the palate, it is a little bit more kind of spicy. And you can just feel that little bit of floral aromatic spice there. Then you go round the front curve of your palate and you've got that nice kind of quite strong lemongrassy character. Actually, it does have a good bit of lemon to it, this beer, but it's not sour in that way. It's just got that nice kind of, that richness, I guess you would say, to it. And I do like how the slightly spicy character you get from the malt base, it builds a good base, or a good bridge I should say, between the hops and the malt base in this beer. It's really just, this beer is just a really nice easy drinker. That's a good way to sum it up. But yeah, in terms of the fruits of this one then, as I always say, the fruits come out in that little oily bubble behind the front curve of the tongue, and just there you can pick up that little oily kind of lemony quality. It's got you can just feel that right behind the front curve of the palate there, and it is just that kind of slightly dark lemony quality. Then it just comes out to be a little bit of a lighter lemongrass as the flavour kind of progresses on. In the aftertaste, it's those kind of slightly spicy floral aromatic notes that are kind of lingering in this one. But this is a really quite nice easy drinking session pils. I can see why it was recommended to me quite a while ago, and I do regret not reviewing this one for you guys a little bit sooner, but I certainly wouldn't hesitate to drink this beer again. If you want a nice kind of summer session beer, this one I think is really going to hit the spot for you. So in terms of the mouthfeel of this one then, I would say it's light bodied. The carbonation on this one is quite crisp, which is what you expect of the Pilsner. It's more of a wet mouthfeel than an oily mouthfeel. It does have a little bit of an oily character, but mainly it's a wet mouthfeel. It's got a good little bit of hoppy bitterness. It has that little bit of spicy character that I was talking about. The malt base has a little bit of sweetness like I was saying, but it's got a nice grainy note to it as well, and there is a little bit of a nice kind of sharp fruity character to it as well. It's quite a dark fruitiness that comes out of this one actually, but overall I really do like this beer, and it's just a nice easy drinker. It's by no means the most complex one that you're going to find from Oskar Blues, but if you want something that's just nice, light and easy going, then you can go for this one. If you want something that's a little bit more complex but with the same kind of feel, I guess you're going to go for the Dale's Pale Ale then. That's a really quite nice beer actually. But yeah, overall a really nice beer, and I'm glad that I finally got around to reviewing the Mama's Little Yella Pils, because that's one that's been on the list for quite a while. But yeah, once again, thank you for watching my beer reviews. I hope you've enjoyed my take on this beer. Until the next time, please like, subscribe, share, all the usual YouTube stuff. Do check out my social media, but most importantly, make sure you try some of these Oskar Blues beers. Let me know your own thoughts on this one in the comment section below, and let me know what your favourite beers are from Oskar Blues Brewery as well. And I will catch you guys very soon, and hopefully I can review the Old Chub for you at some point soon. That's another one that's been on the list for quite a wee while. But until the next time, slange just now, have a go at the Mama's Little Yella Pils from Oskar Blues Brewery over in Colorado for yourself. Slange just now.